Hey everyone, big news just dropped, and while I wasn't gonna make another video like on screen talking about all the news this week, I kind of felt like I had to give my opinion on the Henry Cavill situation. So if you've missed it, what's going on is Henry Cavill put out on his Instagram that he's officially done with the role of Superman, that WB is moving in a different direction with the character, and he has been asked to step down from the role. He was asked back in the October timeframe with the Black Adam reveal to reveal that he was coming back. But in the time frame from Black Adam to now, James Gunn has finally proposed his idea for the DC Universe, and that idea features a new, younger Superman doing an earlier adventure in his career. Now, I want to go through some of the rumors that are being spattered around and kind of show you the facts and what I have officially found to confirm or deny what is actually going on with this. To start with this, once Henry Cavill tweeted or put on his Instagram that he was done with Superman, James Gunn then tweeted out, "Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story is focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans, and we've talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future." So, first off, a lot of people are spouting that we're getting a Superman origin story. Nothing in this tweet says a Superman origin story. It says that they're focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, and I think that's intentional because you can do something in his 20s when he goes to Metropolis for the first time, or maybe when he first meets the brand new Lex. You can do that kind of a thing, and by having him be younger, it's an easy excuse why we don't have Henry Cavill. I think the reason we're getting rid of Henry Cavill is James Gunn wants a fresh start to his universe. He wants a brand new beginning so that there is no more confusion about Snyderverse, Ayer Cut, Whedon, Justice League, or all that kinds of stuff. I think he just wants a fresh break from all of that. And honestly, I feel like DC kind of needs that. WB kind of needs that. Right now, there's a lot of speculation, rumors, and anytime something gets announced or happens, everyone tries to relate or unrelate it to the entirety of the Snyderverse. I think they need a fresh break. If they're trying to do a 10-year plan and they're trying to do this big overarching storyline, this makes sense. Would I have preferred that we keep Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Batfleck, all of these characters? Hell yes. I think this is some of the best casting we've had in those roles for a very long time. I mean, I've said outright, as much as I love The Dark Knight Returns, I don't think Christian Bale was our best Batman. I think Batfleck was. Just like I loved Richard Donner's Superman, but I still love Henry Cavill in that role. I feel like he's the perfect embodiment of that character. If you take this with the other rumors that are officially circulating, that James Gunn said that he cannot confirm nor deny because some of those are true and some of those are not, this may also line up with his second statement. "We just had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future." So if you take the rumors about Jason Momoa having his last outing as Aquaman with Aquaman 2 and then moving over to the character of Lobo, there's a good chance Henry Cavill's not leaving WB in the DC. He's just not Superman anymore, which would kind of make sense because that would be James Gunn being like, "Look, I have to reboot. I have to start this over, Henry, but we don't want to do you dirty. Do you want another role within the universe? There's plenty of strong individuals that you could play the role of, and we could have you throughout the entire universe." So that I am hopeful that we don't lose Henry Cavill in its entirety, but we have lost his Superman. Another rumor that's going around that I can't get any backing of. So if you go back, a lot of people are basically assuming that Henry Cavill left The Witcher because WB offered him a role as Superman. Now, using those same rumor mills, Henry Cavill actually never had a contract to come back as Superman. That was one of the things that was circulating around, which now makes sense as to why he didn't, because James Gunn didn't know if he was coming back officially as Superman, so they didn't put him under contract. If you also follow those same rumors, Henry Cavill didn't leave The Witcher because of Superman. He actually left The Witcher because the showrunner said they don't want to follow the books anymore and they want to do their own thing. Henry Cavill is very adamant about keeping to the source material with the projects that he's on, such as Witcher. So it would make sense that he doesn't want anything to do with them going in their own direction and basically not doing the books because they don't like them. He's a fan of the books. But again, that's also rumors and speculation because no official source has come out and said, Henry Cavill left because the showrunners are stupid. Like, this is all based upon interviews and out of context statements. But If that is to be believed, he left over that. He didn't leave for Superman. I would find it very weird for this man to quit Witcher outright without even a contract in place as Superman. That would, I mean, on a business sense, that'd be a pretty dumb move. But I got a feeling it's more to do with he didn't agree with the showrunners. I also, if you watch Henry Cavill's stuff, he's not on that much. I feel like the man's just in a very comfortable place and he picks and chooses what he wants to do. Hey, I want to be Superman. Hey, I want to be Witcher, but from the books. Well, I want to be Geralt from the books. You know, like that's how he handles his jobs, which I'm all for. I'm the kind of person that I just want to do what I want to do and not worry about all the other stuff that comes with these jobs. Anyway, now I thought it'd be fun to see the internet's reaction to Henry Cavill leaving the role, okay? So that's all the facts and speculation that I was able to get out. Oh, one last speculation piece. Variety then posted out that the reason they're doing this is to line up a younger Superman with a younger Batman because they want to put in Robert Pattinson's Batman into the universe. Variety tweeted this out, claiming that they had reliable sources. James Gunn then quote tweeted it and said, you need to get better sources because none of that is true. So we probably still are going to have Matt Reeves' Batman universe and then everything else going on with James Gunn universe, which I wonder if we're even going to get a Batman movie or if a Batman might just show up in other movies or if they're just going to do a DC universe without Batman. I'd be kind of excited to see what they're going to do with that. Let Batman exist over in the Robert Pattinson thing and see what the DC universe can do without Batman. Although I don't think it'd last very long because Batman's got a huge fan base, myself included, but I'd love to see them try it. So I went to Twitter, I searched up Henry Cavill's Superman, and I went with the top tweets right now. So the ones getting the most likes, most stuff like that. First one we got here is from Rob Liefeld, the man who drew Barrel Chest and created Deadpool. As I stated many times, Superman is my favorite DC character and one of my favorite characters in all of comic books and pop culture. Henry Cavill's presence over the character will loom larger as time passes. Colossal fumble in utilizing an amazing talent. I still agree with that. I still think you could have restarted and used the original castings, but I guess they just want a hard restart. Like, hey, we don't even want you to associate the old stuff. So this individual tweeted out, and this is one of the current things going around because everyone's buying into the rumors. Henry Cavill loved The Witcher, but he clearly wanted the studio to respect the book material, and it must have disappointed him to see them mock it. He ended up eventually leaving it behind for Superman, only for DC to drop him again within 2 months. This man deserved better. I agree, he deserved much better, but we do not have any actual correlation to the two decisions. They just happened pretty close together, which is why a lot of people assume he left Witcher for Superman, but I doubt he couldn't fit it into his schedule. We make a Superman movie apparently every 10 years. He showed up for cameos and everything else, basically. Batman v Superman was like Man of Steel 2, but it wasn't. So I doubt he couldn't fit both of these into his schedule. I don't think that was the reason he left Witcher. And then we have this one. I know the last appearance of Henry Cavill Superman was Black Adam. As cool as that little scene was, I want to remember his last time in Zack Snyder's Justice League. One blessing about the Snyder Cut, at least we got to remember our heroes going out on a high note. I agree with that. I liked Zack Snyder's Justice League. I've gone on record to state that I feel the first hour was a little slow, but I did like that. And it was nice to see them kind of, at the end of the day, we did get a full story with them that got left on an annoying cliffhanger, but if you know comic books, that happens a lot where they don't conclude things. I referenced the New 52 invasion plot that never went anywhere. But at least we got to stop the initial invasion. They got to have that kind of a conclusion. Yeah, we hinted at a bigger invasion, but now we know it'll never happen. And also, if you go to Twitter and you follow us at Comicstorian, I do ask questions about these things. And on our Twitter, I had a couple of responses from you guys. I tweeted out in the follow-up tweets, it's officially confirmed Henry Cavill is no longer Superman, and I misspelled is. This is such a bittersweet feeling. The worst part about that is I paid for Twitter Blue before this whole thing so I could edit tweets, and I still misspelled that and didn't catch it. This is such a bittersweet feeling. On one hand, I'm excited for a reboot, but on the other hand, Henry Cavill. I got some responses from you guys, but he isn't gone. Maybe he'll be a new character like Momoa. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gone. I think he's in line to do something else. It feels like a gut punch to me. Cavill is one of the few things I liked about the world WB built. The news has removed any excitement I have for Gunn's plan. See, I'm on the opposite because that tells me we're just getting a straight, clean cut, and I'm kind of excited for that. James wrote on Twitter that he wants a young Clark Aiken to Smallville. I don't know if anyone wanted that. Smallville was okay, but even great at times, but his story is already told. See, again, people are like assuming that we're going to go all the way back to the origin of Smallville, and we might. I'm not saying we won't, but in his wording, I don't think that was the case. I'm picturing the beginning of Metropolis and him meeting Lex Luthor, and we just have that initial meeting. Maybe now he'll return to The Witcher. I'm not saying I'm happy, but I will say silver lining in the storm cloud of disappointment. Yeah, he might, but I don't think he will, because I once again feel that is completely disconnected from what's going on. And of course, we get the usual complaint. At this point, let the Snyderverse end with one movie, but I get it. No one would inherit the universe because it's just in shambles. I feel like the Snyderverse is at as good as a conclusion as we're going to get. I know they implied a couple of things, but at least there is kind of a conclusion. They stopped Steppenwolf, and I think that's where we're just that is where we're gonna have to leave it. So that is the conclusion of that story, Man of Steel to Zack Snyder's Justice League. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope me finding the actual tweets and the sources helps you guys out. That's what I'm trying to do with these on-screen videos. If you're worried about full stories and complete stories, we're working on a bunch of them. I got a Spider-Man one coming out. We got Power Rangers coming out this weekend. Dan and I are working on a Batman Beyond thing. So all of that's coming out, guys. Don't worry. We just had a lot of news to talk about this week. Thank you, and I'll see you next time right here.